Hello, Tim Gable here for the Region Group and Riot Act at the headquarters of Red Robot here in Fyshwick. And with me is the founder and head designer here at Red Robot, Duncan Amos. And Duncan, just having a look at this extraordinary factory that you've got here. Everything seems to be possible. It's almost like limited only by your imagination, I guess.
Oh, thanks, Tim. Yeah, look, we have a lot of fun here. And more importantly, we get a lot of people here that want to have fun. And nothing gives us more satisfaction than watching someone arrive with an idea and us helping them get it out of their head and actually into a physical product. And that's what we do. And we try to do it in a way that's quite collaborative by using a lot of other successful people. So it's a lot of fun. We do have a lot of fun here, that's for sure.
Because just looking around, it ranges from solar panels that can operate anywhere. You've got signage here that is very innovative. You've got things that are, I guess, beyond the imagination to a certain degree, aren't they?
Yeah, I guess you could say that in some cases they are, but you know, we're just really passionate about design and innovative thinking and design thinking and ways in which to look at certain concepts and ideas and tweaking them and just making them a little bit more modern or in some cases coming up with ways that have never been done before, such as working with an organization called Smart Blocks. They've developed a solar panel that will literally replace generators. So that you no longer have that clang, 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 clang sound in the background. It's using natural sunlight to power things. And more importantly, they've set a goal to go on and help emerging nations have power out of a box straight away, where they can just throw it out of a helicopter, clip them together, and before you know it, they can power surgery with 6 or 7 of these units. So that's the extent that we go to. And then again, right down to coming up with really weird and wonderful ways of creating signs that make people look kind of cool for their various workplaces and so on. Yeah, we have fun.
It all started with mobile photo booths.
Yeah, good old mobile photo booth. People thought we were nuts when we started that. I always remember being at the very first wedding fair, and we were put way down the back because they didn't think we were sort of sane, to be honest. And we set up our photo booths, and we just ended up with a bottleneck. I think at the end of that particular event, we booked nearly 30,000 people, and that was for a hire. And it was a rudimentary box that we put together. It was just a concept. And from that moment, we thought we had something. So then we went about redesigning it in a way that became portable, ultra portable. And subsequent to that, we've been able to make various different iterations that are now sold in over 30 countries around the world. So it's been a very exciting journey for us, right here, right out of Canberra.
It's hard to imagine, but a mobile photo booth can effectively be a small business for somebody.
That's right. In fact, that's what we set out to do. Well, probably not initially, but as we began to grow, we realized that we could help people become entrepreneurs in their own right, which has always been a passion of both my business partner, Phil Preston, and mine. And I think we've helped well over 600 odd people now develop their own businesses where they can earn anywhere between $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 a year. And in some cases, some of our clients are earning over $1 million. And to date, I think we've helped well over 650 people start their own business in some form, just here in Australia alone. So it's been very, very exciting. Yeah.
Do you find that there is ever something that is presented to you where you think it isn't possible to do, or do you have a crack at it, even though you might have, sort of doubts about the limitations? It can be done.
Absolutely. Look, people come to us with all sorts of weird and wonderful things on a napkin. And what we found is that we should never judge it before we've had time to let it emerge out of its idea. Because what our vision of something might be may be completely different and separate to what actually it is. So perspective, we have to shelve our perspective and trust that there is more to an idea than there is, and allow it to grow out of the seeds of someone else's idea. Also, we don't like to be negative about someone's idea. It's nothing worse than, you come up with a really cool idea and you rock up with someone who's saying, I can help you. And then the first thing they do is go, well, this isn't going to work because of these reasons. Who are we to judge? And so we try not to do that. In most cases, we will not do that. Because again, some of the strangest ideas have come from really the strangest original concepts.
One thing I've just noticed that you're doing is a security pen holder for businesses worried about pens getting stolen, for instance.
Yeah, look, some people be familiar with a product called Posca. Posca pen is arguably the most stolen pen on the planet because it can write on anything. So graffiti artists absolutely love this product. But more than important than that, it's a gorgeous pen. And so the guys that sell that around the country, they're a Melbourne-based organisation, approached us about developing a stand that can hold them, that was safe and secure, that people couldn't steal out of it, but had a natural feel to it, and using all natural timbers and natural processes. So it would stand out also as a beautiful stand. And so we're now rolling them out at a rate of 30 every 2 weeks. We produce a new 30 and we ship them to places around Australia. The other part of it was they needed it to be flat packed so that someone could build it on site with ease. And so that was a challenge in itself, but a fun challenge nonetheless.
It must be great here working in collaboration, because you can see people over there that are working on one thing and others working on another completely different concept, but somehow they can work together.
Yeah, that convergence of skills, that convergence of ideas is really fantastic. And that's probably why Red Robot Collaborative, or more the collective as we call it, is what it's all about. It's about, having a workbench of your own that you can tinker on and then reach over to someone who might have a little bit more wisdom in a certain area. You might want electronics done, so we've got electronics guys that'll just pop in. Again, they're running their own show, but they'll be part of your project. So that's what the whole philosophy is behind the whole Red Robot Collective is. It really is about pulling together these really wacky ideas that people might be working on at any one given time.
We've looked at some quite sophisticated things like the solar panel or the security pen holder there, but simple things like beer carrying trays that have taken a fair bit of thinking to get them right too.
Oh yeah, that was kind of fun, because I don't know about you, but whenever you go to a beer place, which is all the rave, and you get one of them beer paddles that has the beers all lined up, and you're slopping your way down the road to try and actually get your beer there, half the beer's gone out of it. Well, Capital Brewery actually approached us and said, we need a new way of thinking about this. So we worked with them and created one that's sort of like a carry joy and carries the forward, doesn't slop, perfectly balanced, no glue, no nails, totally naturally put together. We lasered in their logo, and they were just absolutely wrapped. So that was a fun exercise. Actually, we loved that.
Why did you call the business Red Robot?
That's a good question, and one we get a lot of questions. As you can tell, I've got a bit of a South African accent. I lived over there for a period of time, and all of my South African friends always say, "Why do you call it Red Robot?" And because a red robot in South Africa is actually a traffic light. Yeah. So they said, why'd you call it after a traffic light? And I said, well, no, that's not what it came about. When we went into the psychology of designing the business, two parts. One was red. Red was about dynamics and moving ahead and excitement, enthusiasm and new. And the other part was robots. Well, that was kind of technology based and so on. So to be honest, that's how we put it together. We just went Red Robot, and up came the name, and away we went.
Yes. Just as a final question, when you tell people about what you're doing here, is it sometimes hard for them to visualise what's happening here?
It's very hard. Yeah, it is. In fact, that's our biggest challenge, is communicating to potential customers and clients who we are, where we are, and what it is that we do. Because we are a group of creatives with an engineering bent, and we can make just about anything, and we strive to do that. So sometimes that can be quite confusing, because people say, oh, what are you, just a photo booth business? Well, no, we founded ourselves on photo booths, but actually we're an industrial design, manufacturing and engineering business based right here in Fyshwick, designed to help people in Canberra and surrounding areas get their products into the market.
Terrific. It's been an absolute eye-opener for me, Duncan, and thanks very much for joining us on the Riot Act and Region Group.
Tim, thanks very much for your time, and I really do appreciate you coming out here, especially an honour to meet you, mate.
Thanks very much, Duncan. So here we are at the Red Robot at Fyshwick, and just go on the website. It is quite extraordinary, and thank you very much here to Duncan Amos, the founder and the head design person here at the Red Robot Fyshwick. Thank you. This is Tim Gable signing off for the Region Group and Riot Act.